Yes, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, all those that are joining us today. My name is Kijambu Godfrey, Bruno, with my moderator of the day, Mariam. Please say hi to Mariam when you jump onto this training. Today we're going to look. We've been for the past few weeks. We've been looking at a lot of different things. We looked at GMB. We looked at marketing strategies. We've looked at marketing plans. We've looked at Google My Business and a lot of many other things. Before I go any further, can you, Mariam, can you confirm that you hear me, or anyone else listening in to all the SMEs that are joining us? When you join in, please let us know your name, where you're joining in from, and what your business is, just for future use, examples, and the rest. Yeah, so today we're going to look at something different. It's not that different from all the other digital marketing tools and all the other digital marketing strategies and plans we've been looking at. This is something for totally your business. It is not much of something to grow your business, but something to make the run of your business smooth. Hence, growing your business. Today we are going to look at uh, how to implement Google Workspace across your business, using Google Workspace in your business. Yeah. Hey, hey. Uh, you have a very hard name to read, but hi, hello, nice, welcome. We're going to kick off. We're going to start off with the training. Like I said, please introduce yourself, your name, where you're listening in from, and shout out to Mariam. Just say hi to Mariam. For any questions, please ask as the session is going on, and we'll have a few moments where we'll have to pause and listen and ask you to ask in all the questions or send in all the questions you have, but still you can send them in as the session is going on. Yeah, so to get started, we are going to talk about how to implement Google Workspace across your business. Like I said, my name is Kijambu Godfrey with Mariam. Welcome to Africa 118 training. Let's get started. So yeah, we're going to look at a few different things. This is the agenda of the day. We have. I'll talk about discover Google Workspace. You'll understand what Google Workspace is, which tools are available, its core functionality, as well as the benefits of using the digital workspace. You'll identify tools to boost communication across your business. Then you will also explore which tools can be leveraged to increase collaboration across the teams. And not to forget, I would love to also introduce the free bootcamp available from Google. Do you own a small business and you're ready to scale? You can just join in, sign up for Google Hustle Academy at the link my moderator is going to share, and get more knowledge about how to boost your business, how to make your business better, concerning the digital side and all the other things. There are a lot of certificates to earn through Google Hustle Academy, and trust me, they're all worthy your time. Just go and sign up. It's free of charge. Like I said, free bootcamp. Just go and sign up, and then let's get started. We are going to look at the tools. But before I go into the tools, I would love to ask, what tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate with in your business? This goes out to all the SMEs and all the people in the chat box. Just type it out. Let us know. You never know. You might have a friend. You might have a tools friend, if where you use the same tool at the end of the day. So let us know what tool you're currently using. to communicate and collaborate with in your business. It might be WhatsApp, it might be we have Skype, we have Teams, we have Slack. We have a lot of tools when it comes to business organization and communication. So feel free to send in any of those. And as you're sending in, I'd love to jump to the next slide. Let's cover Google Workspace. So do you currently use Google Workspace? And if so, how? For all the SMEs that are on the chat, if you do use Google Workspace, just type a yes. And if not, it's okay. Today you're going to learn about it, and you'll end up using it because it's a lovely tool. And for those that use it, how do you use it? Let us know. How do you use it? It is something to help out all the others that are in the chat box. Tell us how do you use it, and for those that don't, or for those that don't have it yet, no worries. Today is your day. What is Google Workspace? Google Workspace. Google Workspace, previously known as G Suite, is a collection of cloud computing, productivity, and collaboration tools. That is that. I would love to go ahead and say Google Workspace. Like I said, used to be called G Suite. G for Google, and then the suite bit, but then the name changed to Google Workspace. It's an example of a digital workspace. Take it as you work in the same office, you're sending around different documents. Let me say I have a document and I need Mariam to stamp it. I'll send it to Mariam. I'll just hand it over to Mariam. But imagine if Mariam was way far from me. So this makes it easy for you to work with Mariam, however far she is or however near she is. It just makes it easy. You just have to send it. As long as you're connected, as long as you have internet, it's like I said, a digital workspace. Digital workspaces the digital workspaces enable people to work online, whether they're in a stable internet. There is a stable internet connection. Google Workspace is a particular collection of cloud computing, productivity, and collaboration tools. It enables users to create documents, spreadsheets, slides, and more. You can also store data, files, and information safely and secure. For those of you that still have the cabins where you put your papers after stamping or after any invoice or inquiries, these are things you just have to scan and store the Google Cloud, the Google Drive. After storing it, you can share it with all the people you want to have that information. You just have to share it on their email so that anytime they go and check it out, they have access to it. But most of us are losing out on documents that we stored in cupboards. The rats are eating those documents. A lot is going on. So Google Workspace is a paper-free environment, digital environment. And for all of my friends out there, the Go Green friends, yeah, you, you know how good this is for most of us. So it's you can also store, like I said, you can also store data, files, information safely and secure. It's sold and marketed globally by Google. The first bit, there are few free tools, but then for those that need more space and all that, we'll get into all that when I continue. So these are some of the tools that are available. As you can see, we have a Gmail, we have the calendar, we have the Google Drive, we have the Meet. Then it goes on. It goes on. Core functionality of Google Workspace: create documents and presentations, record analysis and present data, brainstorm ideas, manage projects, and store files. Communicate globally. Like I said, you can want to send someone you can want to send something to Mariam, a document or a file or a video file, whatever it is. Just have to send it. Doesn't matter if Mariam is in Kenya, Rwanda, anywhere around the world. She just has to receive it, and as much as he has data or internet, or is connected to the internet, he can receive any file anywhere, anytime. Yeah, going on. Yeah, going on. We're going to look at create documents and presentations. Some of you have been there. Some of you have done this. For most of you that use the docs, the slides on Google, mostly to present or mostly to send in your. For those that don't have businesses, you've seen it where you have to send in your CVs, where you have to send in most of the documents required. We have the Google Forms, we have the Google Slides, we have the Google Sheets, the Excel sheets. Well, Google Docs and Slides can both be used to create documents and presentations. We'll start off with Google Docs. Google Docs is word processing for Teams. Create and edit text documents directly in your browser. No dedicated software needed. Several people can work at the same time, same document. Now imagine if you're in office and then I'm writing something. We can't use the same piece of paper to edit something, but the- if I'm using Google Docs, I can create. Let me say I'm a public relation officer for Africa 118, and I want to create a press release, and then I have a superior I have to send it to after. We can actually do it together to save time. I can be writing it down or brainstorming on some of the ideas, putting them down, and then him editing or making comments on that very document. That is one of the ways this is a pretty tool to use. Then C edits as others type, like I said, communicate through built-in chat, and ask questions by including comments. Then we'll also look at the Google Slides. Create and edit polished presentations in your browser. That a lot of templates you can use to do a presentation. Then we have several people can work at the same time so that everyone always has the last version. You get work on a single presentation online with your business partner, your whole team, or external contacts. It's as pretty as that. More initiative and user friendly than the PPT we've been using, because this is a straightforward thing. What you need, what you need to do is just there. You just if you need a template, you get it. If whatever you need, it's a it's a pick and drop kind of situation. That is why I say at the end I say it is more user friendly than the PPT we've been using. Then I'll skip to the next page that has the Google Forms and the Google Sheets. So with the Google Forms, it's easy to create surveys and forms for everyone. Let me say you have a questionnaire you want to send out. It's easy to do it on Google Forms, and it has a response side. So it has the question side and the response. You just have to go and see the analysis. How many people have responded? What are their contacts? Or what questions have they answered? And all that. It's that cool. Then you have collect data with ease, create custom forms for surveys and questionnaires at no extra cost, gather everything in a spreadsheet, create a form as easy as creating a document. Select from multiple question types, drag and drop, pre-order questions, and customize values as easily as pasting a list. Next up, we're going to look at our Google Sheets. Google Sheets has made most of the businesses' life easy. Mostly the SMEs. You want to deal with your finances, you want to deal with your financial inputs and all that. It does most of it. Collaborate smart, secure spreadsheets for fast moving organizations. Sheet was designed with a needs to help out organizations or organizations put in mind. AI features means you can tap into the right insight to make meaningful business decisions. A cloud best articulate sorry architecture enables you to collaborate with anyone, anytime, anywhere. Uh, Compatibility with external systems, including Microsoft Office, removes the functions of working with multiple data sources and built on top of Google's infrastructure. Sheet gives you the freedom to create while helping to keep your information secure. I hope that is clear. Whether you're planning an event or sharing the latest revenue figures, Sheets makes it seamless for teams to work together. So those are some of the docs we have. Then at the end, all changes are automatically saved as you make them, and with offline access, you can create, view, and edit files wherever and whenever. That is Google Sheets for you. It's a very lovely tool. It's something you should try out for those of you that want to go into the financial bit, the financial sizing and all that. And then we saw the forms for those of you that are into the research business, or the SMEs that need feedback. Now imagine you want to give feedback to you want to get feedback from a client. Are you going to send them a PDF for them to download and then answer and then scan and then send back to you? That's a lot of work. So I want feedback, and I did like yesterday. The best way I can do it is formulate a questionnaire through forms. You put up a few designs because it has a very nice design kind of setting, and then send it to your customer. Ask them politely, can you please fill in this and then send it back? And I'm collecting data for my this or that, or I need to improve this or that. Yeah, so that is something to look at. And I think that would make life more easy for the researchers as well. So, yeah, let me skip to the next slide. Benefits brought by Google Workspace. We have a few. Uh, Increased collaboration, improved communication, smarter working, enhanced security. Let's look at each of these benefits individually. I'm going to start with increased collaboration. Okay, so let's go. Google Workspace stores your information in the cloud, enabling you to share documents and files with ease. That is number one. We have simply share a file URL to share documents and files via email. You don't have to get the whole document and share it. All I need to do is get the URL. For those of you that don't know what a URL is, it's that very thing you feed into your browser for search, or you go into your search engine, then it brings out the particular. It's more like a digital location. It points you to where you need to be. So uh, encourage teams to collaborate and share ideas. You can restrict editing access, so certain people can only view, comment, or edit desks. If you are in this kind of setting and there's few people you don't want to access or edit, it's very easy. If you only have admin, you can have an admin kind of section where the admins are the only ones supposed to edit or add on or whatever. But then that kind of restriction also helps you to keep your information safe. Not anyone can edit, and the best thing is if there is an edit done, you can always know who edited last. Yeah, so it's also a whistleblower at a given point. So we have the last point is track changes, comment ideas, and work with colleagues across projects. You can always get feedback on anything you're doing, or it is easy to track because it is easy to track whether you're filling in whatever mistake you just have to call in a few team members to help you out, and boom, they don't even have to move from where they are. They just have to log in, go into their Google Workspace, join you, and then everything is done. the edits, the idea, the sharings, and all that. Yeah. So we to look at number two, which was improve communication. Google Workspace has a number of communication tools, including in its offering. We will look at each of these later on during today's presentation. The core communication tools offered include Gmail, that is Google email tool. Then we have Google Meet, video conferencing. Then you have Google Currents, that is a revolutionary technology to harness deeper communication. We have Google Chat, instant messaging. These are all tools you can use, tools to help you manage your business or run your business smoothly. We're going to look at the Work Smarter section. This while using Google Workspace to help your team work smarter, not harder. Like the saying goes today, work smarter, work smart, not hard. So Google Workspace gets you there. Collect analysis and turn data into insight, both from customers and from your team. Harness your data and knowledge to make better decisions. Streamline your workflows and processes. Store and manage files. Communicate and collaborate via one central system. You don't have to you don't have to wire up the whole building just to use Workspace. You don't have to get those cables they used to get back then for the servers and all that. But you can use Google. It's as easy as you have a phone, smartphone, you have a laptop, you have a tab, you're onto the system. Prevent threats before they happen by protect proactive security tools powered by Google AI. People can find the exact files, content, and knowledge they need with just one search. Built-in AI helps everyone work with data and turn it into insight. Like I said, it's a whistleblower, and at times businesses need their own kind of whistleblowing. So I'll skip to the next slide that says securely store files and data. Store documents, files, and data in the cloud via Google Drive. Use admin console to centralize your administration. Use integrated cloud identity features to manage users and set up security options like two-step verification and security keys. Protect your organization with security analytics and best practice recommendations within the security center. Identify the uh, identify and prevent threats with Google powered AI. If if I was to give a name to this system, I would say it's a self-contained system. It has the security, it has the ease, it has the user friendliness. What else do you need from a system? Before it organizes you, it shows you that, yeah, dude, I'm already organized. So come prepared, let's do this, and boom, things work out at the end. So now that we know the benefits of Google Workspace, how do we set up our Workspace account? Let's get started. Let's look into that. Create your Google Workspace account. I have 6 steps with me, and I'm going to go through one by one. Run through 6 steps to create Google Workspace account. The very first step, we'll have to look at workspace.google.com/signup.business starter. My moderator is going to share the link. Don't worry about that. My moderator is going to share the link. And if you just joined us, please say hi to Mariam. Mariam is my moderator. And I am Kijambu Godfrey, Africa 118. Today, we are looking at using Google Workspace for your business. That is our topic of the day for those that have just joined us. Hello, uh, I'll say hi to you in a few. So, as we go on, as still talking about the 6 steps. 6 steps. We have the visit. My moderator is going to share the link. Then once you've done this, click get started and follow the steps below. First step, enter core business details, your business name, number of employees, location. Step 2, add your contact details, first name, last name, email. As easy as that. Choose your domain, either you've bought or suggested domain. Update your business address, choose your username and password. Then we're going to look at how to get set up on Google Workspace. If you've fully done this, then you're good to go. Don't need to worry about anything. How to get set up on Google Workspace? We have create your business email, add team members and users, migrate your data, and import files. You do not need to add email addresses as user accounts. Instead, you can create email aliases and group addresses for your business communications. These type of addresses are free and don't count towards your Google Workspace user license. Email aliases good for one person. For example, you get the address info at your slash company.com. Let me say info at mariam.com, or info to contact your company. That's when you do that. But otherwise, you do not need to add email addresses as your account. Then add team members and users. Before people on your team can sign in and access your Google Workspace services, they need a user account. During your free trial period, you can create up to 10 user accounts during your trial period. So before you even get your license, first go through it, create your accounts, get familiar with it, and then we can look at the payment later because we have a trial. Yeah. Then to add more than 10 users, you must end your trial and sign up for the flexible or the annual billing plan. Yeah. If you're using the setup wizard, choose the manual setup option to open the Google Admin Console and then click billing. As easy as that. I told you this is a self-contained system. All you have to do is sit back, make a few clicks, and boom, you're as organized as the most organized company you know. Migrate your data and import files. When switching to Google Workspace from another application or service like Microsoft Outlook, you can bring your existing mail, contacts, and calendar data with you. You can also upload all documents into your new Google Workspace drive to store files securely. Imagine this system was there a few years back, or 10 years back, or 20 years back. How many documents do you think you would have saved? Like, I know a lot of businesses that have lost a lot of documents going back to their certificate of incorporation or returns or whatever, anything. Like, many businesses out there have lost a lot of important things. Imagine if everything was in soft copy and stored. All you need to do if someone asks for it is just take print it and hand it to them, or s- send them. Just ask for their email, send, or share a link for or share a link, the URL link we talked about, and that's that. You don't need to print. You don't need to move around with. peppers and all that. So yeah, let me pause for a few questions and say hi to all the people in the chat box. Hi, Mr. Malay. Hi, Mr. Okello. Nice to see you in the chat box. Please ask any questions you might have, and we will have them answered. I am so blank about this, but can I use the same account on all Google Workspace tools? Thank you, Mariam. You answered that very politely and very on point. So please ask all the questions. Hey, for those of you that need to hear the answer is yes, you can, as long as it's a Gmail account. Like I said, if you have all these other accounts, the Outlook, Microsoft, you can do a transfer. You can do a transfer as you're doing your data transfer. It's as easy as that. So no worries of losing any data or any documents. Yeah. Uh, as the questions are coming in, I would love to push and look at the next slide. Boost communication across your. Yeah, so boost communication across your business. This is something we're going to look at, and this is something very crucial because without communication, a lot of things may not work out. For those of you that have a bit of history on the Second World War, you know what happened when the communication systems were put down, or when the communication systems they had were tampered with. So yeah, we know how communication is important. So how do you boost communication across your business? That's question number one. Which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost your communication? That is question number two. So for all of those that are in the chat box, please try to answer that. Which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost your communication? Before I give you my answers, I would love to see a few answers in the chat box. Let's have Gmail, let's have Google Meet, let's have Google Current and Google Chat. So those are the few Google communication tools we have. I said we have a Gmail, Google Meet, Google Currents, and Google Chat. For this, uh, we are going to start off with Gmail or Google Mail. Communicate globally with ease using Google's free email tool, Gmail. Note, the most important bit you should note here is free. Free email. And it cuts across countries, it cuts across. Why wouldn't you go for such a tool? So send files as attachments, create groups and mailing lists, access the integrated calendar in order to stay connected and up to date. Use the calendar for both personal and team use. If you have an event coming up, let me say company team or organization team, just put it at the calendar and tag as many of, of your employees as you can. If you have a meeting, still the calendar will remind you. It's a very important tool when it comes to business. Uh, It's a very important tool when it comes to business. Build customer trust by giving everyone in your company a professional email address at your domain. For example, like I said, you can have Mariam at jeffsbakery.com or Jeff at Mariam or mariamsinvestment.com. It's as easy as that. With this kind of setup, you can have professional emails and go away from the at gmail.coms. Yeah, they're nice and all, but this gives it a sense of professionalism. If someone can pin you to your own company's mail, it gives the company a very different kind of picture, a professional kind of picture to say. So, coming back to my presentation, suggested actions like smart reply, smart compose, grammar suggestions, and nudges. So, sorry about that. So sorry about that. Like I was saying, yeah, like I was saying, our last point was about the suggested actions like smart reply, smart compose, grammar suggestions, and nudges help you stay on top of your work and get care of simple tasks so you can be more efficient with your time and worry about the bigger tasks. Gmail works hard to keep you safe. Machine learning models block more than 99.9% of spam. Those are the unwanted. Those are the unwanted emails and all that. Then we have count on Google secure. Count on Google's secure, resilient, and global infrastructure to keep your light on 24 hours a day. That to say 365 days a year automatically. It backs up spam protection and industrial leading security. Measures help protect your business data. So this is something you don't have to worry about. Next up, we're going to look at Google Meet. Uh, Google Meet keeps your team connected with enterprise grade video conferencing built in Google's robust and secure global infrastructure. Meeting included with Google Workspace and G Suite for education. Remember those days back in COVID? People used to find it hard, and I've seen a lot of companies buy very expensive software just for the Google Meet or pay for as twice as they would have paid for Workspace, the Google Workspace. They get a software that can help them, let me say, broad management softwares, and known to step on them or put them down, but the amount paid for something that you can get at a low price or even better than what you're paying for, because the Google Workspace has a lot of functionalities that most of these board management systems don't have. Imagine just for a meeting, and then you have to pay all that amount of money just to sit in one. Yet you have the Google Workspace, and there is a free tutorial for you to go through on how to use your video conferencing. Second point, take advantage of the same secure by design infrastructure Yeah. Then meet video meetings encrypted in transit and as secure as they can be. All of the important events details are right there when you need them. Whether you're joining from a computer, phone, or conference room, I told you, as long as you have a smartphone, computer, and you have internet, you're good to go. With Meet, uh, especially designed for iOS and Android apps, you can see your meetings for the day with all the important information from calendar, then join with just a tap. Just remind you, hey, uh, Bruno, you have a meeting at this time. You just have to tap and then join the meeting. Google Workspace Enterprise Edition also creates a deal in our phone number of each meeting. So every guest has a great experience, even on the road without Wi-Fi or data. And then the other best part about it is that you can record these sessions. If anyone has missed out, you can as well as just share. And you don't need a lot of space to store this. You just have to record it and then after share the Google Drive link or the link to the video, and then everyone can have access with just a click. You can go and revisit your meeting any day, anytime. It's good for taking minutes. Think about that. You don't have to write everything down when you can record the whole session or the whole meeting. Jump to my next slide. We are looking at the current engage employees, foster more meaningful conversation, and stay connected. Work towards a common goal, build a community, connect with team members on matters where they are, even remote workers and desk-less colleagues can stay plugged into the latest company updates. See the most important content first using current home stream and then manage and moderate content faster with the help from current. My next slide is on the chart. And before I push for this, for all of you that have used the chat, you know what I'm talking about. From direct messages to group conversations, it is your go-to place. Google Chat helps teams and businesses communicate uh, very effectively from anywhere. Surely, with chats, all you need to is have internet, and you can chat with anyone at the company at any time. Tell them what your worries are, ask any questions. And remember, chat is offered to Google Workspace customers at no additional cost. It is one of those free features I talked about that you don't find in any other system, or most of the systems have to pay you for it. Sorry, have to ask for a cost for it. Then let's DriveBot lets you know when files are shared with you, comments are made, or when people request access to your docs. So apart from it just being a chat feature, it also acts as your personal assistant. It tells you all these crazy things. Someone is asking for access. There's a meeting coming up, or uh, there's a file. There's a file that has been shared, and all that and all that. So uh, just to add on that, just to add on that, mm, it also it's also built with a leading enterprise grade security, including mobile device management, single sign-on, two-factor authentication, admin settings, and a lot of other beautiful features like the vault retention holds. Then we have search and export, Very lovely feature. So now that we know which tools help boost communications, let's discuss some top topics. When I talk about top topics, we have the top tips to maximize your communication. We have recreate in personal communication, stay organized, create mailing lists, set up projects or team rooms. Then allow me skip to the next slide. Now we've talked about the recreate, pass on, stay organized, create team mailing list, stay up, set up project or team rooms. So we are going to look at the recreate in-person communication. That is our number one. So our number one has four ways of recreating. So four ways of recreating in-person communication, and these include schedule regular team calls and check-ins via Google Meet and Hangouts. You can ask for updates on a daily. You can have meetings on a daily without any extra cost. Then go connect with colleagues and teams across the globe. If someone travels, if you don't even have to ask for a leave these days to travel, you just have to travel and give your update at the end of the day. As easy as that. Then brainstorm ideas, work on team projects and old virtual events for most of the SMEs that have guys that work jobs elsewhere just to make ends meet, but then help you once in a while. You don't have to meet them. You don't have to drive to their workplace or set up meetings. You just have to say, okay, let's do a Google Meet. Let's brainstorm ideas. Join from mobile and desktop devices. I say when you have a smartphone, tabs, and all these other smart devices, you can easily join as long as you have stable internet. Yeah, so looking at staying organized, that is step number two. Improve communication across teams through Google Calendar, create multiple team calendars to track meetings, training sessions, vacations, and more. Improve visibility and organization by ensuring all team members remain connected. Spend less time planning and more time doing with shareable calendars that integrate with Gmail, Drive, contact sheets, and Meet, so you always know what's next. Schedule events quickly by checking colleagues' availability. You can share a calendar so that people can see full event details, view and edit your schedule from your phone or your tablet, share special events with customers, or let people know when you're available with ease, just like that. Then we can have a look at the third one which says create team mailing list. Okay, so create team mailing list. Create a Google group email list such as team at google.com. I love using companies. Let me see some of the listed companies down here. Okay, so I can use a team at mariaminvestments.com sales for the sales team. Send status updates to the groups. CC the groups into email. You don't have to CC everyone when it comes to the mailing list. I create one list knowing this is the sales team, this is the marketing team, and this is the HR team. If I want to contact the HR team, I just have to use one email group list. If I want to contact the whole company, I'll just have still a one company group. I just have to put in that group at mariaminvestments.com and then boom. Share resources, increase visibility, foster community. Sorry. Then we can look at the second one. The last one, the fourth one, set up project or team rooms. This is encourage team members to stay connected by creating a room in Google Chat or chat in Gmail. Encourage team members to network with each other, share project ideas, exchange their thoughts on best practices, create a storage sense of community. We can pause for questions. You can pause for questions. Any questions about the previous training or the incoming one or the first one? Yeah. So with me today, I have one of my colleagues who is going to join us and tell us more about leverage tools to increase collaboration. This is with Google Workspace. Yeah, as the questions are coming in, I'd love to introduce my colleague, send in all the questions.
Okay, so do we have any questions? My name is Jeff, as the previous colleague has been telling you about, and I am here at least to answer any questions we may be having uh, before we even go forward. Okay, before we move on to the final section, I would like to take a few minutes to answer the questions you may have. Please post them in the chat box. If I do not manage to answer them, I think my moderator, that is Mariam, will be answering the questions. So right now we are going to introduce the leverage tools to increase collaboration. And here we are going to talk about, sorry for that. Here we are going to talk about the tools that we can use in Google Workspace to increase collaboration. And in this, I may pose a question right now. Which tools can you use via Google Workspace to increase the collaborations? If there is any of you who may at least know some tools that we can use, yeah, you can type the tools in the chat box. And if some of you do not know, it is okay. Right now you're here to learn, and we are going to learn all that. Do not worry about that. So here we have some tools like the brainstorm ideas, share working files, make suggestions and tag colleagues. And we also have track changes. What I know, some of you have heard about these and some have not yet, but it is okay. The good thing you're here, and we are at least going to pass through them, and we at least you have something about them. And let us look at each of these individually. The first one we are going to go to harness the harness the power of digital whiteboards to share ideas and improve brainstorming sessions. Jamboard is connected to the cloud where it enables people in different locations to work together in real time through multiple touch points. And with Jamboards, you can write and draw with the included stylus. Each search Google and you insert images or web pages, and after you drag, resize text, you you drag and resize text and images with your fingers. I think those who are aware of it, you know how it works. Sorry, I have a problem with my headset. They are disturbing, but we can go forward. Okay, we then after that we sketch a box. We can also use a star, cut, or dragon. Image recognition technology converts your sketch into a polished image. I think with that, those who understand, you know what I'm talking about. And then you share your jams with the collaborators, and this can go up to 50 people that can work into a jam at once. Then after there, we add Google Docs, sheets, and slides onto the jam. Then after, we view and edit your jam files from anywhere with an internet connection. Your work saves automatically. So you do not need to keep on saving. You do not need to do that yourself. This just does itself automatically. So you do not have to worry about that. So next we can create, we can edit and share these jams from my phone. Let me say to your phone, maybe we are using a tablet or even a computer. We can share them. Then we open the jam on a nearby Jamboard from your phone or tablet or maybe computer. Then after you connect your computer to the Jamboard displays your screen and then lets you control the computer from the Jamboard's touch screen. Then after that, we pick up from where we left off earlier in the email, your jam session, where you finish. So that is it, and my moderator will at least share with you the link of the Jamboard sheet, and I think you will pick up from there. Then next, we are going to also look at how the Google Drive can be used to increase team collaboration. Uh, how do we use it? The first thing we have to do is we store the files onto the cloud via the Google Drive, which enables you to share working documents, presentations, and sheets with ease. Then next, we encourage collaborations and work from one central file. Then next we shall go on to the Google Workspace, which provides a flexible storage options so you will always have enough space for your files with the centralized administration, or let us say data loss prevention, and Vault for the drive. You can easily manage users and file sharing to help meet data compliance needs. Yeah. So after that, we can also use shared drives to store your teamwork in the secure or easy manage shared spaces. And any files added to these shared drives owned correctively by the team. So everyone stays up to date according to the files you're sharing and all that. So you collaborate on live documents and files. That's what we should know. And on that, we share a comment, tag and edit the team documents with ease. So we shall not have any hardships with that. And I think you at least pick up from there. So also that link, my moderator will at least share it with you. Then you see how these Google Workspaces can be working or how they work. Then we can also go to uh, seeing how they boost collaborations across teams by making suggestions and tagging colleagues via the Google Workspaces. And this, we edit shared documents in real time, reducing the need to share files back and forth. So what we do, you suggest changes, uh, we comment with the ideas and tag colleagues to increase visibility and boost collaboration. Simply type at followed by the colleague's name to the tag in the document. I think some of you have used this in these social medias, for example, on Facebook or be it WhatsApp. The moment you type the at sign, it automatically brings a list of the people. And if you know the name of the person very well, it will automatically, after typing in the name, it will bring the list of people with those names so that you choose which person you want to talk to directly. Then you reply to the comments and track changes so that you can approve them before implementation. Okay, so let us also look at how we can boost collaboration by tracking and improving changes to the docs and files. If you are collaborating with several people on a single file, it can be difficult to pinpoint who made the certain change and when. So we keep track to the changes in shared files by identifying the changes and who made the changes. You can also revert to a previous version. Let me say the previous version of the workspace. So Google Workspace also enables you to view all these edits made to your documents and files, restricts access, tracks the changes, and improves on the suggestions to ensure collaboration efforts and managed and reviewed effectively. So to review these changes, the first step, you open your file in Google Drive. Then after opening your file in Google Drive, from the documents, stroke the sheets or the slides selected. Uh, you by the way, before you go on with any of this, you need owner or editor access to the file, because sometimes you may click onto a file and the file will tell you you do not have access to that file. So that automatically means you have to first get access to that file. Therefore, before we even go to the second step of before we even go to the third step, you need to have access to that file. So if you have access, let us say everyone has access to that file, the next step we do, we click on the timestamp to see a previous version of the file. Below the timestamp, you will see name of the people who edited the document, a color next to each person's name, the edits they made to appear in that color. Then the fourth step, I should call it an optional step, which is not needed for anyone. But if you want, you can also do it. Is to revert. Let us say you revert, rename, or copy a previous version. And with this, you click restore this version to make it the active version. You can also name this version to name a previous version. You can also make or copy to create a copy of the previous version. Yeah, so you can also review, and in reviewing, you can see who has opened a file you shared, what what has changed in the file since you last opened it, who you have shared a file with, who has commented, edited, shared, or moved a file. Yeah, so that is it with tracking, and with this, the moderator will at least share that link too. Yeah, so we are also we are also going to the last one. Okay, let me at least provide all of you with an opportunity to ask any questions to address any of the gaps as per what I have been explaining. Yeah, and before we wrap up today's session, I would like to take at least a few minutes to answer any questions you may have. Please post them in the chat box so that you can get the answers, or you can respond to the questions as they arise. Okay. Sorry. I was off for some time. So we are coming to our last session, and at least we are coming to wind up. And here we are going to discuss the next steps and begin the process of forming an action plan. So today's session is just the beginning, and what one thing will you do or change in this following session? What will you implement first? These are the questions each of you should be having right now, because after all this long training, at least we should be having these questions, and we should at least be knowing what we are going to do next, and respond. We respond to this, and you can also ask these questions if you do not mind us answering you before we even close the session. So, my moderator is going to share the link to the Grow with Google SSA site in the chat, and this is where all participants can find various short courses and training programs which can help you through this. Let me say you didn't understand very well the session. And okay, thank you all for coming today. I would like to hear more about the upcoming sessions as well as the digital tips and tricks. You can follow Google Digital Skills Africa on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. On Twitter, it is Digital Skills AF, and Facebook, it is this Digital Skills for Africa. Instagram, it is digital D kills AF. Sorry for that. The moderator will share the links, and at least you will. you will join and follow all those. And I would like to thank you for joining today's session. Share the feedback in the link if appropriate, then provide an overview of the future courses. Thank you so much for today's time and at least sparing your time to be here as we go through all this. I would like to wish you a nice week and a good afternoon.